Mark, how are you? For sure. It's nice. Very nice to have some warmer weather. I was getting a little tired of winter and cold. Pat Paulson, how are you, Pat? Yeah, we might have a little bit, but it won't last long. So um, we're getting close to 70 degrees upcoming week. So yeah, nice. Bill Beck is in the house. Bill, how are you? Hey, Pat. Bill. Mark Olson. And hey, Pat. Well, Pat, my dealer got the ratchet fixed. Give me 1 second. Right, yeah. He just took the parts out of another ratchet that he had and put it in this one, so didn't have to send it in. I'd say I got a pretty awesome dealer. He just took one out of his one of his ratchets and brand new ratchets, and he's got her all fixed up for me right there on the truck. Never had to send it in. So, Prevost, how are you? Hello. Yeah, same thing here. Same thing here. Hey, Mark, Bill, and everyone else. Hey, Prevost. Hey, Bill. Emily Sir's in the house. How are you? Hey, Em. Yeah, that's what I thought because I was a little worried about having to send it off and not having a ratchet. But because I don't even know if he's got an extra ratchet or not. So, but yeah, he just pulled the guts out, and because the motor and the board was one piece, and he just pulled it all out and put it in this one. So he's going to send that other one back. Hey, Mark. Hey, Bill. Hanging in there. Yeah, well, everything all right there, Em, Lisa? I mean, missed you a couple times, so I hope you're doing okay. Jude, what's up? Yeah, it works much better now. I got trigger control again. I didn't have that. It was either on or off, and then this light was flashing. So, thank you.
Here's that.
Thank you. Hold on.
Oh, what the?
There you go. Thank you. My girls bring me my plate of food. So, yeah, me too. Me too, Pat. Um, I thought that was pretty awesome that he just did it right there on the truck. He didn't even stutter. So he's like, well, I got something that we can just swap it out with. He said, then that will keep you going. I fell asleep early last week. Oh, okay. That happens sometimes, Lisa and Lisa. Brandon, how did your studies go? Did you, yeah, because you had, what was it? You were, last week you were in school, right? Hello, Jude. Jude, you want a link? I fall asleep every week. As long as you got a routine, Bill. Glad to know I'm that boring. If y'all don't mind, I'm gonna feed my face while I'm having my life. It got a little late today, so sure. All right. Link coming up, Jude. Give me 1 second here. Paste. There you go. Got your link sent, Jude. I'm just that old. No problem, Bill. No problem. All good. Yeah, I was in Austin for Exmark and Yam. Yeah, there you go. Made it through the training. Good, 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 good. So you got certified then, or what, Brandon? No problem, Jude. No problem whatsoever. Like I said, I'm going to eat in the meantime. Well, since it was nice weather today, got to do some more stuff. So outside. And before you know it, one thing leads to another, and then before you know it, it's late. For 10, tier 4. That's awesome. Congratulations, Brandon. Scott, how are you? Exmark is a division of Toro. Yeah, we don't have to worry about that quite yet, Paul. Pat, that's going to be, I'd say, about another month. We need to start spraying for weeds and whatnot. That's good. But separate training. But it is what it is. Scott, Juba man, what's up?
What's up, Theo? How you doing, man? Ooh, you got it.
Good. How about you?
I'm all right. The sun, does that glare too bad?
Oh no, it's all right.
Let me hit the blinds a little bit. Give me a sec.
RM43. Never heard of that, Pat. One thing we do here quite a bit is use a torch, especially if you hit them early enough.
Just a little bit. Still there a little bit, but it's better. So what's going on, man? How was your week?
Fucking busy. How about you?
Yep. About the same.
Yep. And parking lot is full already for Monday morning. So got a Prius. Customer said that they went for an oil change, and oil change place didn't want to change the oil because there was some metal shavings in the oil.
Oh. So you doing an engine or just checking it out first?
They want me to check it out first. So if it needs an engine, they want to have an engine.
All right.
I'll check that out, Pat. And then got a 2014 F-150 with a coolant leak at the turbo.
A 2000 what?
14?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's kind of common. There's one line that it's one of the coolant lines to the turbo that usually leaks.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a 6.7.
No, this is it's an F-150, right? So,
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's the Ecotech?
yeah, was it 4.6?
I think so, yeah.
I think it's a 4.6. I'm pretty sure it is. Don't hold me to it, though, but I don't see many vehicles that are that new.
Now I've worked on a bunch of those is it the 8-cylinder or is it the 6-cylinder? 6-cylinder, right? Isn't it like a 3.5?
I have no idea. I have not looked under the hood yet. I have no idea.
I think they're 3.5 liters. If it's the Ecotech. I think that's what they call them.
EcoBoost. Ecotech,
EcoBoost.
Ecotech, that's Chevy.
Yeah, that's what I meant. EcoBoost. That's what I meant. What are you having for dinner?
Eggs, bacon, and pork chops.
Oh, nice. That sounds great.
Oh, yeah. So how have you been working on, Jude?
Tomorrow morning, I've got a Civic. I'm doing struts on. I don't know if I think it's an F250 or 350 that I got to check for running rough condition at idle. Yeah, that's what I meant. EcoBoost. I knew it was 3.5. 3.5. I wasn't thinking 2.7, but yeah, I was thinking 3.5. Ecotech. Yeah, that is Chevy, huh? You all knew what I meant.
What's that?
You guys knew what I meant.
Oh, yeah.
So I got the runs rough at idle. Everything else seems to be all right from what they tell me. So I don't know if it's got a misfire or if it's got fuel pressure or oil pressure concern. Something. I'll figure that out. That's.
And that was in what?
Huh?
That was in what kind of vehicle?
That's a 7.3. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an F-250.
Yeah, those are not too hard to figure out.
Nah, those things are.
They're easy to do. So
Oh, I love working those things. They're so easy to work on.
yeah,
And to me, the 6.0 as well. Those two are like, for years, were my,
bread and butter. Yeah.
I've been pretty decent, and it hasn't been since it came out, but more recently, like the last couple of years, I'm actually working on a lot more 6.7s, but the 6.4 something I work on too, but not quite as often. I've had people bring me the 6.4s because other shops won't work on their 6.4.
I can see that.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. And they're like, do you work on them? And I said, well, I'll do it for you. I don't usually go around looking for those ones.
You don't see many of them around here anymore.
No.
A lot of people got rid of them. You see more and more 6.7. I've got one customer that has a 6.7. So yeah,
I don't know. The old oil Alpha just had 8 millimeters on it. That was kind of simple to take off. Now with that wave looking or spider web looking oil rail, I mean, it's not hard to take off. I think it's a little more efficient, but it's you need better, specialty tool to get those torques out. But I like them. Clutch safety switch. Oh man, bummer.
well, at least you got it figured out, Pat. That's what counts.
Where's your old glasses?
I haven't seen it yet, Mark. I'll find out tomorrow.
Are you eating dinner or you already ate? You ate what time? Where?
My boss is selling his F-350 with a 6.7. He wants one with a gas engine now for whatever reason. Well, it depends a lot with what you do with it.
Eat right now at night time. You want some cabbage? Eat your mango.
Yeah.
Eat your mango. You want that?
So what else everyone in the chat been working on? Cass, you been busy at your shop? I know you guys are always busy, but you been busy?
Where's your glasses at?
Tim Webb, how are you? I need to work on my POS Fox body. Uh-oh. Wait, what do you need to do to it, Tim? It mostly used to pull a huge center console boat to the Gulf a few times a year. If that's all it does, then, I can see why a gasser is just fine.
Why did you get up and eat?
What's up, Tim?
I don't want to hear that phone up here.
Oh man, you're gonna have surgery again? Hope everything's all right.
Yeah.
It feels good. I've finally been since December. So, January, February, March. Oh, December, January, February, March, we're halfway through March. So 4 months, with no worries about, being sick or having a problem with my foot anymore. I mean, actually being well and good to go. It feels good. Feels really good.
Well, you have problems with your foot?
Yeah, I had surgery. That's why it's kind of
I
why
didn't know that.
Yeah, I had surgery back in October.
Straight down.
Boost League shouldn't be that hard to find though.
Yeah, I use my smoke machine for that. Works pretty good.
Yeah, I think it works great for you have intake or exhaust leaks. What kind of smoke machine you got?
I had a cheap one. Now I got one that's a little nicer. It's a. Give me 1 second.
All right. You get that on Amazon or
Yeah.
I need to get me one.
Yeah, when you deal with gases, man, these are hard to beat. And like I said, for boost leaks, they work pretty good.
Oh, thanks, Cass. I appreciate it.
Say for a 7.3, I use this.
Oh yeah.
Yep, made an adapter for it. So I can
Awesome.
stick the smoke machine right into there, and then this goes right there in that spider. This fits right in there.
Well, that's cool.
One of your boots, wherever you want to put it. I mean, it's right size for those boots. So
That's pretty smart.
yeah, that while back on the 7.3, I was trying to chase down a boost leak, and I'm like, well, hell, one of those cans looks like it's about the right size, and sure shit, it fit just right.
Yeah, at the shop, I had the setup we had all these different cones and cups that usually
Yeah.
did anything, but now I have anything I got to make. So I don't even have a smoke machine. I usually borrow my buddies. Blaine has one, but he's just like you. It's just a smoke machine. I'm usually trying to make adapters and stuff, figure stuff out. But it works. I got to get my own though. I probably borrowed it from him at least a couple times, maybe even 3. So yeah, I definitely got to get my own. And I got to get my own soon because one of these days I'm going to end up on the Snap-on truck and Roscoe's going to have one. You know what that means. And I don't want that to happen. I don't want to need one when I see one on his truck.
Yeah. And the Snap-on ones are nice, but I mean, they're not cheap. Holy shit. No, Mark, I never had one that was homemade.
I've seen videos on those, like on YouTube Shorts, or where they make the homemade ones, and
I got an old one. I think it was like $180. That was one of the cheapest ones for a smoke machine, and it served me well for the time being.
Man, that sun went down fast. No more glare. That's good. What did you think about the time change?
I think it's dumb, but
I think this is the last year we're going to have one.
I sure hope so.
I think they're going to stop that. Damn, you got $40 for a smoke machine? You can't beat that. Yeah, you're right, Pat. The Snappy one is sweet. I better stop talking about it, man, because I'm seeing Roscoe tomorrow, and I better just shut up or go on Amazon right now.
Yeah, Brandon is right. The Auto is not too bad. I think that's what I had for the first one. It was cheap. Walter, how are you?
What's up, Walter? How are you, man?
Yeah, yep.
I think Redline is the one we had at the last dealership I worked at, and I'm not sure what we had at Salerno's or at Dynamic. I sent you a link for. Oh, cool, man. Thank you. I'll check that out. I saw that link you sent me yesterday, Cass. Oh my God, why would you send me that? That was one of the most. I don't even want to mention it while Theo's eating dinner. Cass knows what I'm talking about. Oh wow, man, Theo, you eating bacon? All I've had today is some trail mix and yogurt with granola.
I have bacon with every meal, my man.
I got tired of buying that trail mix where 90% of it is sunflower seeds.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to Sprouts and I went to Clark's, which are Clark's is a nutritional store and Sprouts is just some fancy store, but they have bins where you get your own nuts and all that stuff.
Yeah, and you can make your own basically.
Oh heck yeah! I got almonds, cashews. Then I got a mixed nut blend that didn't have any sunflower seeds in it, but it did have pumpkin seeds, but not too many. I got some dehydrated mango, dehydrated pineapple, and some dehydrated bananas, and
Yep.
I got a big little bowl, and I put them in, and I just started mixing it all up, and then I got little containers, and I filled up like 4 or 5 Tupperwares with it. So I'm set on my trail mix for a while. Did that yesterday. Yeah, the Snappy one is an investment, Mark. That's for sure. I didn't know that. I don't need them for reading, though. I need them for distance. So reading glasses really do me no good. To read, I'm fine.
Did you see my comment that I gave you back?
Yeah, I saw it. I remember when we first met, I was working hard. I said, man, you just got to try it, man. I promise you'll love it. I promise. But Blaine was the same way, man. Blaine, he had mostly Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But like his ratchets were Snap-on. And one day I brought my stuff to the shop and let Blaine use them. And we want to try it out. And I let him use them for like a week. And Monday through Friday, I think the next day, like on Tuesday, Roscoe came in and he ordered his CT9080. Hey, what's up? What's up, Ed? How are you, man?
Hey, everybody, it's Ed the Old Tech Guy.
What are you doing right now, Ed? Yeah, it's usually good to jump on a live stream.
Yeah, I did send him a link. So
there you go. You got a link if you want one. And every time I see your setup, man, you have a nice shop, Theo.
Well, this one was not too bad.
There you go, man. Jump on and do your paperwork.
I like my older one better, the older shop.
Your older one was a little bigger, it looked like from your videos, like you had more space.
Yeah.
But this one still, man. Was your older one taller too?
No, this one is taller. But the other one had 2 big garage doors in it. This one just has one on the corner. I wish the door was here on the end. For this building, would have made way more efficient.
Gotcha. Shoot, I wish I was working out of any garage instead of people's driveways and sides of the road.
Can you do that at your house?
Yeah, yeah, I do. I would say at least half my stuff I do is behind my garage. Maybe a little less. I used to do almost all of it, but I was like, man, I like I do like it better because all my crap's here, you know, and
Mhm.
I hate when I don't have something. There have been times where I've just bought something, I've gone to O'Reilly's and bought something because I don't want to drive all the way home, or I don't want to make a trip the next day.
Yeah.
If I was at home, now I have two. You know, I have a Power Torque and a and a Snap On, or a Power Torque and a gear wrench. But what are you going to do?
Yeah, I used to run into that kind of problem a lot when I was working out of a service truck. Or you'd be in the field and you break your wrench and it's the only one you got because you only
Yep.
have so much room in your service truck. So you can't have 2 or 3 sets of wrenches or whatever. You only have one set. So yeah.
Man, I got to get these glasses are. I don't need glasses to read. I can see fine up close, but you know, being these are. It's I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of like a protect, almost a. They said they were a safety glasses when I got them. I took the sides off though. They were optional side shields, but because I figured I'm going to be wearing them all the time, they made it a bifocal where the bottom part is just like this. I see the same like this as I do like this, right?
Yeah.
It's not really a prescription. The top is so I can see in the distance, but it's weird because I lean back when I have my glasses off. I'm like, oh crap, I can't see. And then I get close and I can see fine. That's why you guys have probably seen that. I've had these glasses for a long time. I just don't get used to them. I'm always constantly taking them on and off, on and off.
Yeah. Diabolical, how are you?
What's up, John? 2. Set of nano sockets. I like the nano sockets. I've got a set. I've got both of the SAE and metric. When Astro came out with like the I don't need glasses. 3. I can't read. When Astro came out with the 5 extra sockets to make them. Hey, what's up, Anthony? You know, to go from I think up to size 24, 25. I think it stopped at 19 before. They were giving some people who had already had them. I heard that they were giving them. I know they couldn't have done that for everybody, but anyways, they sent me a message and said, "Hey, I know you," because they knew that I had the sockets because I had to show them that I had the sockets, and I won their wrench. That was the last thing, like 3-4 years ago. The last thing I ever entered a contest in the end, and I won that nano socket wrench. But they said, "Do you want the adapter set?" And I said, "Of course." And they said, "All right, we'll send it to you." And then like months went by, and then I hit them up one day. I said, "Hey man, what's cool if you can't send it, but you did say you were going to send." They said, "Oh, you never got it, so we'll send it right now." And I still never got it. I still never got the expansion piece set. Farmer's wife, how are you? You live in a barn converted to. Is that true? Your house was a barn?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a barn house.
Nice. So who's got the room with the top that opens out?
Nobody.
Nobody?
No. The living and the bedroom and stuff like that, that's sold downstairs. The kitchen, believe it or not, that's the second floor. Kitchen and dining room.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a little backwards, but I don't know. It works, I guess.
That only sucks when you're taking potatoes upstairs. Sacks of flour.
Right. Well, that's the thing, right? If you want to go eat, you got to go upstairs. But if you got to go, there's no bathroom upstairs, so that's all downstairs.
Oh, I know, huh? That's true. So if they leave a door open and you tell them, "What were you raised in a barn?" They can just look at you and say, "Duh."
Yep.
Goats, puppy. My mom has a, I don't know what kind of pig it is, but it's a domestic pig. They've had it for a while. And the other day in our family text, they sent the text and there was another pig in there. It was like a gray and black spotted one. And I said, well, who the heck is that? Because they're pig that they've had for a long time. Her name is Carnita. So they call her Carn. And this one, I guess, is called Molly. And I was like, man, you guys, they don't have, but I don't know. It's a normal size house. It's not like a giant property, but they got a bunch of dogs, a bunch of cats. They had chickens, but gave them away. They have 2 pigs now. I'm like, oh man, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, over here it won't be the first time you walk into the bathroom and you hear a noise coming from the shower stall. And you look in there, there's some sort of animal in there because it's, it was too cold outside or something like that. So
That's funny. What's the weather like out there? Man, we were 75 degrees today. Nice.
hey everybody, it's Ethiel Tech Guy.
Hey guys, how y'all doing, man?
What's up, Ed? I like that new hat,
Yeah.
man.
Look, I've had this a while, but look how laggy I am. I'm pretty laggy. I don't understand why it's laggy like that.
You're not
You have
on
to
our
go
end. You're
back-
not like it. On our end, you're
I'm
not.
not?
Like it at all.
Okay, good. I'm gonna have to go out and come back in if it keeps doing that.
Well, if anything else, unhook the Milwaukee battery or the Makita battery and put a Milwaukee battery on there.
Oh, you mean you want it to run worse?
No, better.
That's what you're saying. No, that's not gonna happen then. Carnitas in there, hell yeah. It's that time of year already. That's what I'm talking about. Oh man, how are you guys doing? I just
Good. How about
I-
you, Ed?
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I just woke up, but I have been putting some all nighters. I have been putting some long hours at work, and my wife wanted me to start working on the bathroom and update it. And man, there's nothing that'll beat you up more than crawling around in insulation. That beats you up, man. I don't care who you are. I did notice my age though. I think I'm right at that age now where I'm starting to think it's worth paying somebody to do this. I don't want to. I want to re-insulate my attic, and I was thinking about doing it this year myself, and I'm gonna pay somebody. There's no way I'm crawling around in there. Pretty ugly.
See, that's why I got a couple boys. I just kick them either upstairs or downstairs. If it's in the crawl space or in the upstairs, then yep, I ain't doing that. Nope.
Yeah, man.
I
And
got
those
boys
ni-
for that.
They got those nice new lungs too. They could breathe a little
Oh, yeah.
insulation.
It's good for it.
That's right. Make them tougher. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, dang, man. I have to tell you, it is. We're at an age now that, like, even if you eat unhealthy, it starts showing up with the doctor right away. Like I've been eating whatever like for a while now. I don't care. I'm not watching what I'm eating. I'm eating what I like. And went to the doctor. Doctor was like, hey, you got to start watching out for yourself, man. Your numbers are a little off. So I was like, dang, man. And just about 4 weeks of like eating a little healthier, right? Like no McDonald's, no fast food, none of that stuff. I started feeling a little better, and he checked my numbers. He's like, man, dude, you're doing great. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. And I'm like, I didn't do much. All I did was cut down on fast food, more home cooked meals.
Mhm.
Cut my plate in half whenever it makes sense. Instead of having cookies at night, I'll have like 4 almonds, like straight almonds, 4 or 5 almonds, and a cup of water. And because I used to love my cookies and milk at night, like a kid. So it just my doctor's like, man, your numbers are doing great. I love it. Just keep doing that. I was like, dang, man.
Dude, fast food is absolutely horrible for you.
It is.
Man, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying.
I was watching a video, or at least in the United States it is. I can't say that everywhere because I was watching a video, and when you buy junk food or fast food, the ingredients here in the United States versus like Canada or England or Australia,
Mm-hmm.
like you buy something in Australia and it'll be like ground beef, salt, pepper, and vegetable oil. And in the United States, there's colorings and artificial flavors, and I mean all kinds of crap that they put into everything, and it's kind of ridiculous. I'm kind of over that. I'm going to stop that myself. And like for instance, even some snacks that are like candies that they sell in the United States and a lot of places around the world. Like I think it's Skittles is one of them. You can't buy Skittles like in Canada or England. I think it's Skittles where they're banned because of some
ingredient.
Yeah, some ingredient that they use when they make them.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. The what is it? The red dye and the yellow number 6 or whatever it is. The people talk about the dyes in foods and things like that. Look, you just gotta be careful how much of that you can eat all that stuff, but in moderation. The problem is that we in American diet, we made it our main food source. And look, I could eat pizza 4 times a week. I mean, I love pizza. That's one of my hindrances. And unfortunately, you start, it's your favorite food, so you're like, I can have it again today if I want, and you make it a hindrance, and then you overeat of it. So we got to go back to the old days, man. Like making, remember when Grandma used to spend the whole day in the kitchen and making that pasta and making the caldo and the soups and all that stuff, man, full of vegetables, and we got to go back to that. That's our only thing. I think if we go back to that, you can still have the McDonald's and all that other stuff, but just in varied and moderation. I saw another thing though, Jude, and this is the thing that really got me. I saw a video that talked about like some of the dirtiest restaurants throughout the nation, right? Chains. And man, dude, all the top places you would eat are right there with like roaches, rat droppings, all of that stuff. I was like, oh no. And it's some of my favorite foods, man. I'm like sitting there like, yeah, that's why you don't feel good. That's gotta slow down on that stuff.
I've been on the carnivore diet for several months now.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I lost a ton of weight.
You can see it in your face and your neck, dude. You've lost a lot of weight.
I lost like 40 pounds, and man, I feel 10 times better, man. I can sleep better. I feel better. My joints don't hurt no more. I can, my everything is better. I can, believe it or not, I can hear better.
So you can't, I know it's carnivore, you eat meat, but that means no veggies at all?
No veggies. Nope.
Because I was thinking of just doing meat and veggies and fruit.
You can do that.
I wanted to cut out carbs. Just do
what I do is meat, eggs, and dairy products. So milk, butter, lots of butter, and then eggs, cheese.
About 25 years ago, they called that the Atkins diet.
Well, Atkins. So I did Atkins, and man, I lost so much weight on Atkins. It's such a good diet, but you got to be really careful because it puts a strain on your liver, your kidneys. It puts a strain on a lot of different parts. So you got to be, you got to be healthy enough to do it. So like in Theo's case, he's perfectly healthy. He does it, and it's a small strain on his body, right?
Yeah, but you see, you got to find a balance, right? The first couple of weeks I started on that, I starting to have spasms, muscle spasms, for example, and I added a banana in my diet. So now every other day I eat a banana, and that took care of that.
Yeah. So Jude,
you got to adjust for the things that you need, and it's because there's no such thing as one diet fits all or one, I eat also, every other day I have fish for snack, stuff like that. Just a little bit. No, don't eat much. Things of that nature.
Fish, that would be considered carnivore, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, definitely. But Jude,
go ahead.
You can have fruits and vegetables, bro. Like I'm telling you, if you go like on a carnivore-ish diet and you eat fruits and vegetables, there's not gonna be nothing wrong with it, bro. You'll be fine. You can even have a little bread. So when you do Atkins, you start off with only meat, and then you move to add vegetables, and then you add fruit, and then you get to a stable point where you can even have a small amount of bread as long as it doesn't go past the carbs. And then what's Farmer's Wife saying? And then if you cheat, make sure it's basic ingredients you use. And the key to veggies is finding ones that have been treated or haven't been treated or altered. 100%. That's what I'm
That
saying.
is
is
true.
you could still have your caldo de res, your caldo de pollo, and
Well, we see we have Chinese food once in a while and Mexican food and stuff like that. I still eat that.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's not like you have to be on that 100% all the time, but
Yeah, a cheat meal here and there is not going to kill you. I mean,
Oh,
as long as you stick to your basics. So,
hey Ken, how are you?
What's up, Ken? How you doing, buddy? Long time no see.
hey,
Yeah.
can we talk about a video?
Sure.
I think it's a recent video, and if Ed could possibly share it, I'd really like to talk about his last short. I mean, I had like,
Ed's short.
I had like such a long comment, and then I was like, no, people are gonna think I don't like Ed. I'm not gonna post this.
Wait. No, you should have done it. What happened? Do it. Now you know how I feel when I make those videos and those long comments, and you're like, "Oh, Ed, why you do those long comments?"
Yeah,
dude. Man, I did it for that reason. Where are those comments at?
You did it for the reaction, and my video, my. Oh man.
Now my last short is
He's basically telling us that Harbor Freight's he basically a Harbor Freight commercial saying Harbor Freight's just as good as Snap-on. Keep buying Harbor Freight. Snap-on's made in China too.
That is not what I said. That is not
basically
what I said.
that. I mean, that's how I heard it.
That's how you heard it, but that's not what I said. That is 100% not what I said. That is not what I said. Here. And my latest short, by the way, is on a Nest thermostat, so it is not that one. But
well, that was pretty relatively recent, wasn't it? I just saw it. Like
it was just like yesterday. So let me do. Let's see.
My wife makes, like, for instance, last night she made orange chicken, and it's comparable to most Chinese places that I've had. I mean, there's one place that I've had that's just phenomenal, but my wife, she makes a pretty good orange chicken. And what's good about eating at home is, I mean, even sweets, like if I give up donuts and sweet bread, like Mexican sweetbreads and stuff like that, but I eat when my wife makes pumpkin bread or banana bread or something like that, I know that she's making it with a lot less ingredients than everyone else is making it with. And my wife, sometimes she uses instead of sugar, she'll use like applesauce or something like that, which I like because it makes the breads a little more
Mushy
or gummy.
Yeah.
But they're still real flavorful, and I like that texture.
Yeah, she's on carnivore diet too, but she is not near as strict as I am. But yeah, I dropped alcohol. I dropped all of that. I ain't doing none of that.
You're not drinking any alcohol either?
Nope.
You know I love.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
So.
Can you see it? Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
All right, here you go.
So if you know me, you know I love Snap-on tools. I love how well built they are. I love that they are some of the best tools in the market. I love that they have better alloys and thicker chrome. These are some of the things that make them more expensive. The main reason that they're more expensive is the name Snap-on. That absolutely hypes the price. Same with Mac or Matco. A lot of you will say, buy Snap-on. It's made in the USA. And forget some of the other tool brands like Gear Wrench or even Harbor Freight, which I love and use. I even use SK. I have Craftsman. I have all kinds of tool brands. Here's a dirty truth that nobody will tell you. Here's my Snap-on charger. And if you can go ahead and look there, where's it made, guys?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
Now let's go ahead and look at the battery. And where is it made?
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Now I wish I could say the same thing for the my Snap-on ratchet here, which as you can see has been well used.
sticker's gone, so I can't tell you where. As you can see, those tools are made in the same places that these tools are being made. Now, that does not mean by any means that they're being made in the same factory, so please stop leaving that comment. It is untrue and unfaithful to what's happening here. There are some very good clones out there, and that's okay, but they are not made in the same factories, under the same patents, under the same agreements. There's some different alloys, different materials being used. For example, Snap-on's hand tools are made right here in the United States with United States sourced materials for their alloys. Snap-on will have some tools, if not many tools, that are electronic based, made in Taiwan, made in China, because it's cheaper to get the raw materials there. It's cheaper to get the labor there. Those are the same places that this company has their tools made. So stop leaving the argument of made in China, so I'm going to buy Snap-on. Well, go ahead. You're still funding made in China. You're still funding made in Taiwan. Buy the tools for the reasons that there should be purchased for the agreements that you're getting, for the better alloys, for the reasons that fit your business. There is a business reason to buy Icon in Pittsburgh over Snap-on, and there's a reason to buy Snap-on Matco over Pittsburgh Pro and Icon. It just needs to make sense for you. And one of my favorite Snap-on tools is only assembled in the United States. So I wonder what that really means. So if you know me.
All right, Jude. Let's see. Hold on. Let me do stop screen share. Okay. So I didn't say.
I'll give you my first reaction. It's short and sweet. Because I said that to my wife, and I looked over and I said, Ed is presenting this with yesterday's news.
Yes, like I'm responding to a million comments on my videos all the time where they say I'm buying Snap-on because it's made in the USA, and I'm like, not everything is made in the USA. And
well, they never claimed that either.
Well, no, but the
Snap-on.
commenters do. And that's who I'm rebuttaling here, because the
You're
commenters are like,
comparing hand tools and hardline tools to electric tools and cordless tools. We know that batteries and chargers and stuff are going to become. Everybody knows that. I mean, the Snap-on's never denied that.
Right.
But you're not showing. You're showing Harbor Freight ratchets, hand ratchets, not cordless ratchets.
mm-hmm.
You know, and your whole thing was on ratchets. I mean, when you went to China, you went to Snap-on's cordless power tools.
And when I talked about the hand tools, where did I say that Snap-on was making their hand tools, and how were they
In the
making it?
USA.
100% in the USA, using USA alloys and gained materials.
Okay, but you said that the main cost in that was the name Snap-on. You don't think it's the labor that they pay their American workers that has an effect on the cost?
No. I 100% believe that there's a portion of the cost of Snap-on goes in the name. Like anything else, if the name is worth something, there's going to be a cost associated to it, right? So Snap-on could charge you less. They absolutely could, but because they have that name brand loyalty and the power of the name brand, they're charging you a little more. And
yeah, but that's across the board, right?
That's
with
across the board.
That's like with Caterpillar. You pay extra for Caterpillar just because of the name. You pay extra for John Deere just because of the name.
Because you trust that name, right?
Okay, but why is it that they charge more for that name? What is the trust?
It's the name has people's loyalty and people's trust. It doesn't mean that you necessarily trust.
Yeah, but why is the loyalty and trust there?
Because they built it with previous products where people began to trust it.
No, with excellent service.
Okay, excellent service. I say different products that they've made, all of that together has built a reputation where the name is worth something. If I slap the name on Snap-on, and you've seen this because they've slapped it on a bunch of remade tools, tools that other companies have made that they have rebranded. They stick the Snap-on name on it and they resell it to you. And how much do they resell it to you for? Do they resell it to you for 20% on top of what the original costs, or do they sell it to you at 80% more than what
Okay,
the
but the
original cost?
rebrands that they slap Snap-on on, most of the time it's
Mhm.
Blue Point, not Snap-on. But if they do, it has still the lifetime warranty, while the original tool may not have lifetime warranty.
And
One
it comes
There
hundred.
with the
is the
Snap-
difference.
it comes with the Snap-on distributor or dealer service as well.
Well,
The
a
most
lot.
common one that I can think of would be, I think Snap-on's making it in-house now, but for years would be like their extractors. You know, they use Irwin extractors or
Yep.
and like Lang thread, the thread chasing kit that everyone has. Snap-on is more expensive than Lang's, but if you look across the board, it's a Gear Wrench has the same set, and it's a Lang, and it's more expensive than Lang. Matco and Mac and Cornwell and Harbor Freight, they all have the same set basically. And Lang
Mhm.
makes them all, but I don't know about Harbor Freight's, but they're all more expensive than Lang's.
Mhm.
But out of all of
Mhm.
those, if one of the pieces broke on me, I'd hope I had a Snap-on kit because I know I'm going to have a brand new one. You know, the next time I see Roscoe.
I don't take any of that away. And of course, it's in less than 3 minutes. I had to describe everything I was trying to say, which, as you saw, there were multiple cutouts because there was a bunch of stuff I was saying afterwards that I couldn't fit in.
Obvious
Right?
edits, of course.
So one
That's
thing you
right,
have to
Chris.
understand when I say the name is behind it, there's like when I'm saying the trust is behind it, that also means their warranties, everything that goes in their name, 100%. It's like Craftsman. When Craftsman used to rebrand something and it broke, there were no questions. You took it back to Sears, you got a new one, and there was no questions. It got fixed. Same thing with Snap-on. When they stick their name on it, they're saying this is going to be treated like any other Snap-on tool. So-
Okay, but now if you turn it around, if you look at Harbor Freight is going down the exact same road. And guess what the prices of their tools is doing?
Of
At this
course it
point,
is.
Icon is outpricing themselves out of the market because Icon costs more than Gear Wrench or Tacton or any other brand on the end of the day for what they sell.
Yeah. And you were talking about service before, right? So service means different things to different people. And this is why this debate will last till many years after I'm no longer on this earth, because service means different things. For example, Harbor Freight is down the street from me. It can take me 15 minutes with drive time to replace a tool at Harbor Freight. No questions asked. Come in, drop the tool, grab a new one, leave, and I'm back at my driveway doing the job in 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, but then you don't forget this. That also means you had to go to Harbor Freight.
Yeah, sure. It's again 15 minutes. No different than if somebody were to jump on a truck, have to warranty a tool, they probably spend about 15 minutes. My point is that for me, that service works. It doesn't work for the guy that has to drive 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and lose half a day to get that tool. No longer is Harbor Freight service make sense for that person. If it's in my situation, it works great. But that's a different video that I'm working on where I'm going to talk about that. Why do some people love Harbor Freight so much? A lot of people that love Harbor Freight is because it's so near to them. It's so easy for them. They don't even factor in if it breaks. They know it's going to break. They know they can replace it in a few minutes, come back and do it. And that's not the truth for most of the people working in any trade. So they got to deal with stuff, right? They got to deal with the driveway. Forget that. I'd rather deal with the guy in the truck. He's way more convenient. He comes to me. I don't have to drive anywhere, and he'll take care of me. That also, and that's what I referred to when I said there's a business reason why Harbor Freight makes sense, and there's a business reason why Snap-on, Matco makes sense. It just has to fit you. That's what that meant for me.
Yeah, for me, Harbor Freight is well over 30 minutes drive. So
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's 20 minutes. I mean, there's a bunch of them around me, but they're all like 20 minutes away.
Right. So then that equals what? 40, 50 minutes, an hour plus. Let's say an hour and 30 minutes. It may not make business sense for you to really buy Harbor Freight and gamble on a tool that breaks all the time. Doesn't make any business sense. Snap-on makes more sense. You're at a shop, the guy comes to you, he replaces your tool, makes total sense for you. And that's the piece that most people get hung up on, that is never really discussed to understand. And that's one of my next videos coming up, where I'm going to talk about that, where I'm like, guys, this argument of Harbor Freight is better, and the comments that say Harbor Freight is better are 100% wrong. And I tell them all the time, Snap-on is better, because when we say better, what are we referring to? How it's manufactured, how it's made, because Snap-on is made better. And I started the video with that, saying these tools have better alloy, they have more chrome, they're worth more. So, but absolutely, the video had a lot of things to infer, and you should have left your comments. you should have gotten as mad as you like. I don't care.
I wasn't angry. I was just like, in my head, the first thing the way I even started it when I typed it out was, I said, all right, man, this is the last time I'm ever going to comment on this topic. I've got so much to say. But oh my goodness.
No. I what I'd expect you to do even better is for you to make a rebuttal video. Make a rebuttal video. Why wouldn't you make a video saying, all right, guys, Ed is my friend, but I disagree with him on this point. Why can't we disagree as friends? Right, it doesn't hurt anything.
I don't know. I don't really make videos anymore. At least not like that. My videos are if I'm working on something, or I don't know. I got to start, man. I keep saying I'm going to start. Maybe tonight.
Yeah, my Snap-on guy is like, if you need the tool sooner or something like that, he'll swing by when he comes through town to drop it off, or I can meet up with him in town, or yeah, he may pay extra, but you know what? I have yet to see a kit that says, hey, I inherited Harbor Freight Pittsburgh tools from my dad, and I'm so proud of that. you know?
You know how much hate I've gotten for saying the opposite of that, saying that I want to leave my kids, my son-in-laws and my grandkids, my Snap-on tools, my Made in American tools. And people are, you're so stupid. You spend 8 times as much on a tool that you're going to hand down to your kids that's going to be worthless. Like, man, you really don't know what you're talking about. You don't know.
How much is a Harbor Freight 3/8 flex head ratchet, like 12, 13-inch one? I'm just curious.
Wait, Pittsburgh Pro or Icon?
Let's go with their pro line. Go Icon.
Icon.
Do you really think Pittsburgh Pro is a pro line? Honestly,
it's mid grade. I have no problem saying the
truth. If you ask me, if I got to choose between the ratchet, I'll buy the Pittsburgh Pro ratchet over the Icon. Well, just because of the simple fact, at least I know I have a cheap ratchet.
Hey, you know what? I'm curious what someone should do a video on. I'd like to see, because like I said, I don't really do them anymore. Someone go and buy that $28 Pittsburgh 3/8 drive socket and ratchet set. Mm-hmm. And if you hold them next to each other like this, they are identical. One is Pittsburgh Pro, green and black. One is Quinn, blue and black. The Quinn one is like $6 or $8 more.
What? How are you?
I'd like to know what the difference is between those two sets, because I think they're the exact same. Just one is branded Quinn and one is branded Pittsburgh Pro.
Are you sure that that's not Quinn? Usually the difference is that they have the button in the middle that you can push it and it takes the socket out. Pittsburgh Pro won't have that. There's no button in the
I haven't
that's really usually the difference.
Closely into it, but that button's is the $6 difference. You think the sockets are the same? You think the
I still get Harbor Freight jacks too, Ken. There's certain things from Harbor Freight that are not bad.
They're not, and I said it in that video that they make some decent clones out there, but
it's very simple. Everybody still has the cheap old socket sets that they worked with or it started out with, but nobody has the cheap ass fucking ratchets that went with that socket set.
True. My point again is that people or other companies have these clones of Snap-on or other good companies, and some of those clones are pretty good. but they're not made of the same material. They're not made with the name Snap-on. So it doesn't come with the same warranties. It doesn't come with the same agreements. I said it again. It's not made in the same factory. Stop saying that that Icon and Harbor Freight is made in the same factory as Snap-on, because it's not. It's not. I can't stand that stupid comment. Even the jack that they source out from Harbor Freight is not or may not necessarily be made in the same factory. It's a good clone. And it's okay to say they cloned it. It's like the Honda clone engines. There's a lot of great Honda clone engines.
But the one thing that I wish you would have said at the end of the video was you were saying business reasons for Snap-on, business reasons for Harbor Freight. You can't use this as your reason. You can't use that as your reason. What I wish you would have just said is, and I wouldn't have commented at all. I would have just said, "Oh, he's exactly 100% right." Was you should have just said, "You know what? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's your dollar. Just buy whatever you want to buy. Don't worry about who's better or who's, you know, if I like Pittsburgh or even Pittsburgh Pro, and that's just my preference, nobody's going to sell me on anything else. I buy it because I want to buy it, and I use it because I want to use it. That's ultimately the only thing that really matters in that sense." I wish you would have ended something like that. You know,
let me ask you a question. With time being the main constraint of making these videos, because it's a 3-minute short.
When did they make shorts 3 minutes now?
Dude, that's they've been doing that, and 3-minute shorts are awesome. I love 3-minute shorts. So it's a 3-minute short. You can have anywhere between 10, from 0 seconds all the way to 3 minutes. That's your short, right? Theo, I don't know. Theo must have had computer problems right now. We'll see if he reboots and comes right back.
I think he was,
or maybe he got
real quick.
He probably went to Harbor Freight. He got so mad, or maybe we reminded him he needed a tool. So with time being the main constraint, you're telling me how I could have said that better, but in my mind, I said exactly what you said, but I said it very quickly in the shortest sentence possible, simply saying there are business reasons for you to buy Harbor Freight, and there are business reasons for you to buy Snap-on.
Yeah,
you make your choice out there, what fits you.
Buying what you want or what you like, spending your money how you want, isn't a business reason. It's just what you want. Just do what pleases you, and don't worry about what other people say. Like,
well,
if I told you all that Pittsburgh stuff sucks, are you going to go throw it away?
No,
it doesn't matter. You like it, right? So what does it matter what I say? So that's what I wish you would have said. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you. Buy what you like and be done with it.
All right. So just so that you know, this is a rebuttal to a video that I made earlier where I was saying that Snap-on.
You're rebuttaling yourself?
No, I'm rebuttaling the people that left me comments telling me that I was insane for saying that Snap-on they were telling me that Snap-on was a terrible choice to buy at this point in time, that I was being dumb for buying that to have something to invest in and leave to my kids. I made a short about that. And you should go back and read all the comments that people have left me telling me Harbor Freight this, Harbor Freight that. And then people telling me, and the same people that love Snap-on also leaving me comments saying, I ain't buying Harbor Freight, it's made in China. Well, if you really are going to support the no made in China,
Jamie,
then you have very few choices. They don't exist.
I'm going back to just Air Tools. That way I can.
Theo, you came back from Harbor Freight. I hope you bought something good.
All of a sudden, I lost my internet.
No! Listen, I would love to do a live stream on Text Talking Shop about this. Let's do it. Let's get a few people on. Let's do this because we should have this.
What's Text Talking Shop?
Oh, stop! we should have a debate on this because I know. Look, I know people don't agree with me, and that's fine. I want that disagreement. I want you all to go ahead and make the videos to rebuttal. Tell me I'm wrong. I can't wait till Mr. Subaru sees it and says, Ed, you're nuts. Shut up. I dare him because I said nothing wrong in that video. There's not one thing I said wrong.
Just keep it down a little bit.
By the way, you were asking about the Icon Flex Head Ratchet 3/8. You can get that for $54.99. Inside Track Club, $44.99. And if anybody's going to ask, it is nowhere near as good physically as a Snap-on or Mac Flex Head Ratchet. I will say that flat down. Now, if your business reasons in your life are that you don't have a lot of money, but you need to go out there and make money working on cars, the Icon should be fine for you. Heck, Pittsburgh Pro should be fine for you. But if you've got the money and you want something really good, I really suggest you buy the Snap-on Flex Head Ratchet. That's me.
I did not take this guy's advice, but I remember when I was just getting out of tech school, someone's advice to me was, if you want respect in the industry, to go buy a Snap-on toolbox, but fill it with like Craftsman tools. You know, that when you're starting, people will see Snap-on and take you seriously. And I'm like, dude, are you kidding? You want me to just go out there and spend, $5,000 on a toolbox, $7,000 on a toolbox? This is way back when. I'm like, just like that. I'm like, how many tools you can get for that and throw them in a Craftsman toolbox? And I had that tall stack of 3. I mean, everybody's seen it. Everybody's probably owned it. It's a roller cabinet with the mid box and a top box. I had that for years, and I had it at the shop. And then I upgraded to a bigger Craftsman Professional toolbox. My Craftsman, my toolboxes are both still Craftsman.
So tell me, why did you buy Craftsman at that time when Snap-on and others were a choice?
Best bang for your buck.
Why did I buy Craftsman at that time?
Yes.
Because I was getting the quality USA made toolbox, and for a decent price, and then I was getting quality USA made tools for a decent price, so I could start up my career.
Okay, so from my perspective,
I had to think about that and throw USA in there, because you can't say that about Harbor Freight. Go on.
Because from my perspective, what I heard is that it made complete business sense for your needs. Mm-hmm. That's what I heard. And that's why you made that choice. You made that choice because it made complete business sense. If you're starting out as a tech and it makes complete business sense for you to start out with Harbor Freight, Klein, I wish you would start with Klein. Klein's a great company, but if you want to start with Gear Wrench or something else, then do that. Absolutely do that. But people think that they should start straight out with Snap-on and never take into account if it makes business sense for them to do that. Now, it may make total business sense to pay weekly, $50 a week, and be able to do that. Maybe that makes sense for you. And if it does, go for it. But a lot of people, that doesn't make sense. So a Harbor Freight box that they can afford, taking half a week's paycheck to do it, makes sense. I don't know. That's the way I see things. Again, I'm looking at from a business perspective, because a lot of people don't do this. Like, Jude, I got to ask you this, because I want to make a video where I want to start asking different mechanics this simple question. Have you or are you claiming your tools in your taxes? Are you claiming them as a loss and as an asset with what do you call that? With loss on there, right? Like, are you claiming them on your taxes at all? You can shake your head. I know you're eating. You're muted too.
Tools that I bought or tools that are
both?
hacked?
Both, because they're a depreciating asset.
As a mechanic, I couldn't do tools that I bought anymore until I started a YouTube channel, and then it was for that, so I was able to again. But yeah, I am not as a loss though, not the second, but I'm not claiming them as a loss.
And Quick Wrench is coming in, and I'm getting to this because this is again another video. Man, I'm giving you all my video ideas because these videos are coming.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But you can, like for YouTube, you can
start your own business today and claim every single one of your tools because they are a depreciating asset to your business. And that's where buying Snap-on makes total sense. Because when you buy Snap-on and you claim it on your taxes and you get the depreciating money, and then when you retire and you sell that at a depreciated price, so let's say, because everybody else will tell me, oh yeah, I'm going to pay $800 for a Snap-on ratchet. That's stupid. That makes no business sense. When you look at it just like that, it may not make business sense. But when you claim it on your taxes as a depreciating asset, and you take the depreciation for it, and you use it for your business to make money, and then at the end of your career, you sell it for 30% of what it's worth, at the end of the day, you came out on top. But a lot of mechanics don't do this, and a lot of mechanics can't wait to tell me that I'm stupid, that I don't know what I'm talking about, because I'm telling them to do this. Now, my question is for you, Theo. Do you claim your tools or claim any of your new tools?
I can't answer that.
Okay. All right. Well, I wish you would if you don't. And if you can, you may consider it. Your tax person should be able
Let
to
me
tell you all of
put
that.
it this way. I get paid a lot in cash, and I buy a lot of tools in cash, and then
Okay.
think about it, tax wise, right?
Gotcha.
So
yes.
when my Snap-on dealer receives my cash, it doesn't go in his drawer; it goes in his pants pocket.
I understand.
So there you go. So that is money that disappears.
So I got a new Snap-on dealer, and we can't say who he is because we don't want to violate any rules or agreements that they may have. But I got a new Snap-on dealer, and that Snap-on dealer, the first thing I told him is I need
What's
an
up,
invoice.
Dave?
Same old.
I told him I need an invoice going forward to my LLC. That's what I want. I need an invoice to my LLC for my weekly payment on the truck. And they said, no problem. Okay, boom, done. Now I can depreciate that, and I could go through my cycle that I can do that. And that, again, this is a plan that works for me, Ed the Old Tech Guy. It may not work for you, but stop making the excuse that if you're buying Snap-on, it's a stupid idea. They're so dumb, blah, blah, blah. I could buy Icon at a third of the price or even more than cheaper, right? Yeah, maybe. But also, people don't want to believe me when I say this. When I'm in a car and I'm trying to get that bolt out really hard, that's usually when I stop using my Harbor Freight. I take it out, I go grab my Snap-on, and I'll get that bolt out because I trust it more on my knuckles. And therein lies again the name Snap-on. It's a pure trusting. You've built that. That's what I was trying to say with that video. So I know that was a longer explanation, Jude, but if I made a longer video, nobody would watch it. Nobody pays attention to those longer videos.
I don't know. My one video about the tools I use every day as a tech.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Good job.
And it's got a lot of comments on there like what you're talking about. Oh, too much money.
Yeah. Oh, you're so dumb for using that money. No, I'm not. First of all, I didn't pay full price. I didn't pay list price. Who's paying $800 for a ratchet? Who's paying $600 for a ratchet? Nobody. I'm not buying anything list price from Snap-on dealers, marking it up. I'm buying it on sale. I'm buying it at a good price. I'm working with my dealer to get it at a decent price. Who buys that stuff at them? Heck, I'll go to the pawn shop and buy some.
My Snap-on guy sold me this for less than for the same money as a Milwaukee.
There you go. There you go.
Were you talking about writing tools off?
Yes,
yeah.
I was. Absolutely.
Well, if you're employed by a automotive shop or you're like employed, you get your typical W-2. A
Yes.
technician is no longer able to write their tool expenses off. That stopped when Trump passed the new tax laws where he increased the standardized deduction.
If you're a YouTube creator,
No, I'm saying now business, from a business ownership perspective, you're totally correct, Jude.
yeah.
Now,
But if you Dave,
can
if you really want to do that, you could be self-employed and hire yourself out to the boss that you work for, and you got the same
I mean, there's
advantage.
all kinds of little shit you can do, but I mean,
and
I'm just
there it
saying,
is.
under a standard situation, we're able to deduct tools if the itemized deduction between your house, the mortgage, so on and so forth, tool
Hang on,
expense, all that shit was higher than a standard deduction. Yeah, you could go
Yes.
do it, but the way they've changed it for the average technician that's employed by somebody getting a W-2, no, you
You
can't.
are You are 1000% right. I don't disagree. The only thing I would add is that nothing stops the individual from creating an LLC themselves. Like you said, there's all kinds of ways of moving this around. Nothing stops you from creating your own LLC, doing a little bit of side work with those tools, reporting the invoices that you make on that side work to the government, and all of a sudden you have your own business. You're self-employed, and you get to write everything off.
I don't know how much you got to worry about it now. I mean, I don't really know how much.
See,
IRS
there you go.
everybody.
Mark said, Mark is an independent contractor at my shop. I can write off my tools. There you go.
I'm just saying, I don't know how much the IRS is watching, but you just got to make sure that you're itemizing and writing them off correctly. I mean, some of them you'd have to probably depreciate, and some things, how do you actually figure out its depreciation? What is the depreciation of it? Like, say you bought a brand new toolbox. Do you depreciate that, or you write the whole damn thing off at once? That's a very good question. I would
now it depends on the dollar amount. Now, if you buy 30,000, if you buy 30,
I'm trying to say, you could ask 20 accountants and get 20 different answers.
Yeah.
All I'm going to tell you is get yourself a bookkeeper, keep a good log of everything you're purchasing, everything you're spending, and everything you're making, and there's no issue. I have not been audited. I haven't had any issues.
As long as you got good documentation and you keep a good log and you keep all your receipts, even if you make an error with IRS that they disagree with and say, well, we think you owe us this much more, you say, I don't think we do, you won't get any major fines or major smack on the ass if you've been somewhat honest, as long as you got all your paperwork.
All right.
It's when you have nothing to show them and you play the stupid game is when you're going to get in trouble.
Yes, I want to comment this. I want to comment on this right here. Okay, so I want to do that. So, all right, you guys see me do work, right? Like you see me doing videos where I'm working on cars and things of that nature. I have income, and as a mechanic, I don't know how you wouldn't have any income from anywhere. Like you have your income from your job. I don't see how you couldn't have side income in a matter of days simply by saying you're willing to work on people's cars and invoice them. And you don't have to invoice them shop amounts. You can do side work, and you quickly side work now becomes your own little business work, and then that's how you report your tools. And as long as
a lot of people report your side work is cash money, under the table.
That and there you go. There's you have to be careful with that. Don't accept cash. You have to bill them from your LLC. You have to give them an invoice. You have to receive that cash. You have to report it. You have to then depreciate your tools that you bought.
Aren't you better off to take the cash to keep your mouth shut? Aren't you better off to take the cash to keep your mouth shut?
But then at that point, don't you got to weigh out what's the tax you're paying on that money versus the money you're saving on your write-off?
And actually, how much would you really be paying in taxes if your depreciation bill on your tools is this high and the amount you earned on the side is this much?
I don't know.
Your business could be on a loss, right?
Well,
it could be on a loss.
Actually, also as a mobile mechanic, remember this: as a mobile mechanic, if you have an LLC, you use a good chance because you won't have technically you won't have an office. You could also probably take off some of your mortgage because, say, 12% or 15% of some living space in your house you're using as home office.
As an office, yes.
All kinds of crap you can do.
Listen.
I was born and raised in a business, so I mean, I do.
Yeah, you can write off your car too, then, because that is the car that you use for a mobile business.
Well,
during the week, you use that same car to go to work.
If you write off a car, you're better off to lease it.
In the weekend, you use it for your side hustle.
That way, you don't have to ever report where you sold it for, any of that stuff. You just lease it.
And all this from this video, this is way better than talking about our health. We were talking about our diets and our numbers, man. This is a way better conversation. I'm glad I told you to play that video.
Look, I'm going to tell you this because this is the problem I have is that everybody just assumes that that they don't have options, and nothing ever made me think about this harder than when Trump back in 2019?
You're correct with that statement there.
When Trump got on stage in 2019 and said, you know why you won't change the tax laws and the tax rules? Because it protects
your friends
me
use them too.
And your friends use it too, right? So right there, everybody is using this except for the everyday poor schmo guy that is just not knowing about it, just not thinking about it. They're so busy head to the ground, grinding away, doing their job, that they don't know about all the rules. And even the stuff that I'm talking about is only scratching the surface, because there's so much more that could be done. And if you do it right, if you get a good accountant, if you get a good bookkeeper, if you buy QuickBooks and you keep a clean log and you are honest, do not lie to the IRS, do not make stuff up, you are 100% honest, you can come out
You
on
don't
top.
lie to them. You lie to them all the way. You make stuff up. That's what they do when they come and audit you.
Shit.
No.
My parents were audited. My parents were audited a few times by the IRS when they were in business. And you know what was funny? My dad always told me what was funny is his tax attorneys had to school the IRS agents on what the law was, because they didn't even freaking know.
Yeah, just like
He said,
anything.
Since when is a government person smarter than the regular fucking Joe?
Hey, Mark, by the way, you said something about, we know travel's deductible, travel expenses deductible. What is the government deduction on? Is it like still 56.5 cents a mile, or is it higher than that?
Up to 70 cents a mile right now is what it is. And I know that because
I thought they had a straight
file
up
that.
number. I know at one time it was 56.5 cents, and it's probably 60 some cents.
Yeah,
now.
but you can. But it
70
also
cents a
wait a second. On your car, it also depends on how you file that, because you can
That's right.
also file the mileage. And if you file by the mileage, if you write down the miles that you use for the business and what you use for personal, then some of the stuff that, like what Daniel was talking about, does not apply.
That's true. That's true. You have to make the decision. Do you want to pay the mileage, or do you want to pay for a vehicle? You can lease,
Right.
or you can buy a vehicle specifically.
Well, mileage
for
is
that
when
business.
you're using your
That's my
personal
next
vehicle.
guy.
Mileage is when you're using your personal vehicle.
That's right. When you're using your personal stuff.
Yeah,
That's
man.
right.
Like I said, it all depends on how you set that up. So it's no different than every other thing.
Tarek is exactly right. I mean, the wealthier people get out of it. I mean, you really think General Motors gets audited? You know what? General Motors gets audited. You know what happens? IRS sits down with General Motors team. IRS says, we think you owe us 1.5 million. General Motors attorneys say, well, we think we owe you 450,000, and the IRS says, we think we owe us 1 million, and GM says the best we'll give you is 550,000. They shake hands, make a deal. The IRS agents go back and say, we got 550 more grand out of GM. They're like, pat them on the butt. Way to go, my buddy. Way to go. You know why? It take 10 years to audit GM for 1 year.
Listen. All I'm going to tell you is this: I have been audited before, and all I ever end up owing is like $50, $100, or something like that, where there was a mistake, where there's an honest clerical mistake. They found it, they grabbed it, they pushed back and said I owed them the money. I wrote that check quicker and happier than ever before, because sure, I owed you the money. I'm sorry, there was a mistake. I do my best to be as honest as possible. I talk with my bookkeeper all the time. He watches my books. Anything that would give the impression of shadiness, he's like, nope, it's better for you to eat that than to put it on there and make it look this way.
Dude,
so
you're lucky. I'm not your
let's just keep it
bookkeeper.
clean.
Ed Yo Tech guy's shady itself. I mean, I'd make you change your name. Come on now. I'm joking with you.
I mean, you could say that, but I have a legitimate website. I've got a legitimate
No, I'm
LLC.
joking
I've
with
got a
you.
legitimate, right? So no, I know, because you're absolutely you're not wrong, because when I brought this up before with other people, like, this is my LLC, they're like, this isn't an LLC. This looks fake, dude. And I'm like, dude, it's my YouTube name. Of course I'm gonna make it into an LLC. Like, I'm gonna have to own my own copyrighted product. I'm gonna own my stuff. So just
Do all your social medias fall into the same LLC, or is just
everything falls under the same LLC, right? But it just
All right, Tim.
listen, making an LLC also has the problems that come with an LLC. So you have to be careful, and you have all those, like keeping good records, getting insurances, all the stuff that you have to do to keep yourself safe. So just know that it's not without risk, but it's the best thing for you. And a lot of people don't do it. A lot of mechanics don't do it, and they're beat up. And what makes me mad is that a lot of these mechanics are making $25 an hour, unfair to them, right? $25 an hour, you can make that much at but almost UPS, right? Like, stop. Like, these guys need a break. They should be able to write off their tools. They should be able to do. They should be able to do all these moves that all the bigger people can do, so that they get to keep it. Most mechanics that I know do side work on the weekends, and they do it for straight cash, thinking the same way we were talking about, that the cash is king. Stick it in your pocket and you're good. those days are dying because most clients nowadays that bring cars, they're like, number one, I don't have cash. And they're sending a Zelle and they're sending this and it's all trackable. And that's why I tell them, dude, you know how trackable that is?
And nope. Maybe in the city of Chicago, but around here in the country, absolutely not. Cash is king, and the economy in the country still runs on cash.
To what Tarek said, he's absolutely right. There are CPAs that'll give you bad advice. They'll be look, don't do nothing wrong. Don't do nothing shady. Do the right things and go from there. And I've never been in that situation, and I don't know how much they were writing off. Don't go crazy. You're not going to start writing off every little paper clip in your house and get ridiculous like that, because then they're going to start, the eye of Mordor is going to start looking at you, start paying attention to what you're doing, and they can't wait for you to make a mistake. Be honest about what you're doing. Certain tools, $400 or $500 tool, write that off.
That's right, Daniel. 100%.
I like what Tarek said. The next one, that's 100%.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, no, a lot of people here that just they don't want to go to cash stations no more. People are getting silly about that.
Again, cash is going to be something of the past if the government has their way soon.
No, it won't.
They already got a bunch of places around me who won't take cash.
Really?
You start smoking?
Oh yeah, I got convenience stores that no cash. I got a Home Depot that's got a sign up starting such and such date. We are going to be on a check.
That's against the law.
Basis only.
That is
No
against
cash.
the law. If they don't take legal fucking tender, you can have the product for free.
I don't know. I got a convenience
It's
store.
legal fucking tender. If they deny legal tender, you can have the product for free because they
I
don't want to
think
take your cash.
I think they can deny your business, so they can just tell you go elsewhere. But they're not taking cash.
Well, then that's their option. But
Yeah.
they cannot say they can. I had that once walking into.
What's
I can't
stupid is if
remember.
you ask the owner why he's not taking cash at this convenience store, it's because if I have no cash, nobody will rob me. When did you get robbed last? And he can't answer that because he's never been robbed. He acts like he lives in the hood or something. I mean, he's never been robbed.
I
He
was
doesn't
in
take- He don't
Fastenal.
want cash no more because then if he has no cash, he won't rob him.
I was in Fastenal a while back, and the guy that is the manager of that place right there, he knows me well enough. And I walk in, picked up a thing, give him cash, and they're like, "Well, we don't take cash." Okay, then give me your product for free. It's like, what? Yeah, it's legal tender. If you don't take this, then I have the product for free. You cannot deny this. So the manager comes walking around because it's starting to be a fuss, and he's like, "Oh no, don't worry about this, Theo." And he grabbed his own wallet, and he grabbed my cash, gave me my change, and I walked out the door.
I know the baseball minor league stadium that I go watch games at. It's weird. A few years ago, if you wanted any kind of concessions or souvenirs or anything, it was all cash, 100%. Then they completely flipped the script. Now they only take they don't take cash there. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I could just start walking out with stuff. I'm going to try that next.
You know why, right?
Go to a
They
new
were
car
taking-
dealer. Go to a new car dealership and try to buy a Chevy truck and pay $55,000 cash for it. They won't take your cash.
You know why, right? Because
They'll make you go
got
get a
audited.
cashier's check. They'll take that, a certified bank cashier's check. They won't take your cash.
that company got audited and they got hit hard for something that they were doing that was wrong, and that's why they went straight to credit card, because this way, when you do everything via electronic check or credit card, no cash, zero cash trades, the chances of you getting audited are less and less and less, because you can hand the government every electronic trade and say, go ahead and look at it. And they're like, okay, cool. They run it through the IRS runs it through their little filter, whatever AI they're using to look at everything. It says, yeah, it looks good. We'll let you go. But when you say, I did this many transactions in cash, that raises an eyebrow, and they're like, did you really? And they start looking at you. That's when the eye of Mordor starts looking at you.
Well,
I
that
keep
only
seeing
means
more-
one thing.
I keep
If
seeing more
they
and more
try,
people
if the
saying no
government is
cash.
trying to terrorize you and not taking cash, then you know that cash is king.
Oh, 100%. I still think cash is king. The
Shit, I hit the wrong
anonymity
button.
of cash is amazing. I don't understand how we get rid of cash. But they're really working towards it.
Yeah, I don't,
Cash-
that will
there's a
never
lot of
happen.
places- There's a lot of places around me that aren't taking cash anymore. I'm hearing Home Depot in certain neighborhoods, certain areas won't take cash. They have this big sign right on the door, no cash. Check or credit only, or
Home
check or
Depot?
debit credit only. And it's because they don't want to get robbed. That's their excuse. But the government wants cash gone too. I mean, maybe also toss around that whole idea of stopping producing cash because it costs too much to make it.
Well, they're
Just
starting
go
with the
digital
penny, right?
currency. We'll still have
Yeah, they're
cash,
starting
but it'll
with
be
the
digital
penny.
currency. They could save a ton of money by not printing cash. But it also
That's
gives
right,
them a way
Anthony.
of controlling everything. I mean, look at they've already started to raid all the cash apps that everybody thought they could get away with and start sneaking each other money. That leaves a trail.
Oh man, I don't know if you guys have seen.
Yeah,
it.
but you also heard what happened to a bank in London where they didn't know cash anymore and they were fucking bankrupt overnight. Have you heard that one?
No, I have
No.
not heard that one. Mm-mm.
Oh, of course not, because that would be too inconvenient. Cash is king and will always be king.
Well, Jude, look what you started, bro. Like,
Hey, I don't like cash anymore.
It was an engaging. This is an engaging.
Cash you can
topic,
lose. Cash you can accidentally lose it.
you can accidentally lose virtual funds as well.
True.
Mhm.
But you're
You
less
know how many
likely
people
to.
have lost stuff on crypto? How many people? Oh, the best one where people have swiped their ATM card and people put a skimmer in there and went and withdrew all their money, and because it's ATM or it's
That's
because
bullshit,
they use their,
Scott.
the-
Cash is not dead.
or because they used whatchamacallit, their like their ATM card or whatever, their debit card. Now they pulled all their money, and the banks are saying not our problem because it's a debit card. Hence the reason why everybody now uses a credit card.
I'd have to say cash is close to being that deal. If you actually ask bankers and shit, cash is like something that very few people use anymore. And if
I
that
use it
trend
all the
keeps
time.
up- if that trend keeps up, it's just the American public themselves is allowing the government to make that more of a reality. If people went and started using cash more frequently, it'd make it a lot harder for them to make that a reality of that cash is gone. But like I have a sister that works for a bank, and she says almost rarely, she doesn't even know why she works at the bank anymore. I mean, she does now because now she does loans. But when she was like a cashier or worked as a teller, whether it be drive-through or whatever, she said more than anything, she would do small deposits, mostly checks, and rarely did she disperse any cash. I mean, she said cash is like almost a non-existent thing at her bank, like the transaction of cash between one another. She's almost everything's electronically done now. And that's why she's glad that she no longer is in that part of the banking business.
Hey,
She's now-
Denson, how are you? Same thing.
She does loans now, so she said she doesn't have to worry about that boredom of playing around cashing checks all day and taking deposits from business owners. She said that's the only thing she ever saw with cash was 90% of it was business owners dropping off cash deposits. And she says that was even minimal compared to what it once used to be, depending on the business. I have to say, in my shop, my auto shop that I work for, our cash deposits are almost nothing on a daily basis. Where 10 years ago, they were probably 5-6
Hey,
times.
Scott, if that tells me you don't buy fucking cars, used cars like that, then. Because around here, you don't buy nothing used. If somebody shows up here or I go somewhere to buy a used car, it's cash all the time. Equipment, same thing, cash all the time.
How old are you, Scott?
It's hard to get cement work done around here. And
Because
that's
you get
cash, I'll tell you that.
under 30 years old. I can see that. There's so many people.
You want to get a good cement job done around here, like a new driveway board and all that, you better be ready to pay cash because they ain't taking nothing else.
You want Power Source Jude to fix your diesel? You better better have some cash on you.
I'm just telling you, that's the truth. That's one business here. You better have cash for it if you want a good price and good job. You better have cash for cement work. They ain't taking no damn check. They ain't taking no credit. They want cash. They'll tell you that before they leave. When they quote you, I only take cash. That's exactly
They'd be
what
like, yep, like, yes, cash only, cash only.
Yeah, here.
I thought it was 10,000 one deposit.
It was 9,999 was the most you could do on
Yeah, one deposit without having to fill out a bunch of federal paperwork.
Right.
Yeah, but I think depends on the bank.
Well, that's if you're in business, though. I don't know about personal. I'm trying to think what a person can do. Is it 10,000 for a person too? I know when my parents were in business, we had to fill out special paperwork. So if we ever had a deposit over $10,000, I didn't have to fill out. Me or my mom or my dad didn't have to fill out shit every damn time we went to the bank. We had to fill out some special federal government forms and shit that basically stopped us from having to fill out forms every time we went in. I mean, you have the right kind of business, you're going to take in over 10 grand of cash a day.
Well, if you pay with your credit card to buy a vehicle, you buy that at a dealership, not at a guy down the road.
I know people have sold their cars and they won't take cash. They want a cashier's check simply because they're nervous to have that kind of cash on them. They don't want the cash. They'd rather have a guaranteed check from the bank where they can go deposit. They don't want the cash. Like you're selling a car for $7 grand cash.
That's right, Tim.
I know people that are nervous to have $7,000 cash on them, so they don't want you to pay them $7,000 cash. They'll take your cash. They'll say, Theo, go to the bank or go here and get me a prepaid certified check, cashier's check for that $7,000. I don't want the cash. I know people like that.
I yet have to have that happen to me.
No, I'm saying I do know people that don't want that kind of cash on them. They get nervous with that kind of cash on them. They'd rather have it in a check form written to them. They can go deposit. They don't want the cash in their hands.
Man, Ed, from Snap-on versus Harbor Freight to how you can write your Snap-on tools off to this, and look
legally, okay, legally. I don't want no trouble with no government or anybody. I'm not doing anything wrong. Talking about legal.
All that in the same time that I ate a mango that was freaking delicious.
This guy ate a mango.
This is what we're dealing with now.
Now, why is it only $3,000 a week in cash? Are you because of a credit union or something?
No. We
First
deal with
of all,
PNC. We deal with PNC Bank.
I'll be honest with you. If I take cash for anything I do, I never deposited it anyway, so I'm never worried about depositing the cash.
Yeah, but sometimes your bank account gets a little low and needs a little cash in order to pay the electric bill.
Well, so I got my paychecks going.
I have times where I have to put cash in because sometimes I'm happy that somebody pays me with a check because otherwise I need to take cash out and bring it to the bank.
I did a bulletproof on a guy's truck. See, going off of Jamie's comment, his total bill was like 12 grand, and he paid me. I mean, it looked like sweaty 20s and 10s and 5s and a couple hundred. I mean, it was a big old. He was just counting it out. I was like, damn, man, it was crazy. It's funny. It was a lot of money to pay in cash. Once in a while, I'll take a check from someone that I know, and I just tell them on the bottom of that check in the memos, don't write F-150 or F-350 or anything like that. Just leave it blank. And if you're going to write me a check, I don't want anything in the memo section.
But we carry merchandise now, by the way.
I was going to ask you as I saw you drinking that. You got merch? You got a Country Mile Garage coffee cup. You got merch?
Yeah.
How much that cup go for?
I don't know. You got to ask her. She's handling all that kind of stuff.
Hey, farmer's wife, send me a cup. Theo's got my address, and I'll sell you. No, I want one of those coffee cups. Are they ceramic or metal or glass?
Yeah, these are the old school ones. We got the regular porcelain ones too. They're both 12 ounces. We got t-shirts, sweaters. We got a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh, I want a coffee mug for sure.
Yeah, you got to pay cash for it though, dude.
mail cash, USPS.
No, we take credits too. Don't get me wrong.
I can't say I only take cash either, because that's the whole reason I set up my originally set up my PayPal was in case people wanted to pay with credit.
I don't always take cash. I mean, if she's cute enough, we can make other arrangements.
I'm not sure, Tim. She's got that all set up. I mentioned something to her a couple months ago, and
who's making the stuff for you?
So Scott,
well, she makes a bunch of stuff, but this here she has that made. So
Scott wanted to know how I was doing without cigarettes. I don't know. I still got 17 of them. We'll see how long those last.
You quit
I've not
smoking? Or you
smoked
trying
one since I went to the hospital.
What were you in the hospital for? Welcome back. I'm glad you're well.
Bad
anyways.
bad gallbladder, but they also found I had an internal bleed
Oh man.
because I passed gallstones and they got lodged in my pancreas, and pancreas got pissed off, and I guess there was like a pseudo what they called it pseudo aneurysm off an artery coming off my pancreas, because my pancreas got real inflamed from the gallstones being lodged in it, and they said that digestive enzymes most likely leaked out of my pancreas and started to eat away at an artery, and it had an external bleed, so they had to fix the bleed, and then they pulled my gallbladder out, and I feel like really good now. I mean, I kind of could use a cigarette, but I've gone like 12 days without one, and it really isn't bugging me much, so why even try it? I feel like breathing wise and all that, I feel a hell of a lot better now that I'm not smoking. The only problem I have with not smoking is I'm not sleeping real good. I kind of got like some insomnia shit going on. But that'll pass. I've quit before. Thank you, Jamie.
Man, a hoodie for $30? That's cheap, man. Is it a zip-up hoodie or a pullover?
I think it's a pullover.
Man,
Long
Theo,
sleeve shirt, regular
you can
t-shirt.
tell this is it's Theo's merch, but you can tell that Miss Farmer's wife is the mastermind behind all this. I think it's a pullover. I guess I'm asking the wrong person. I got to ask her, Theo.
Look at the pickles. The pickles are awesome. These are awesome.
Okay, there you go. Pullover.
All right, cool.
You didn't quit smoking, did you, Theo?
No, I'm still smoking.
Let's say you're not smoking as much as you used to.
No, I cut way back.
There you go. There you go, Jude. Country Mile Garage right there. Look at that.
I don't know if they run big or not. I usually get a 2X. I am losing weight. I might get a 3X though, because sometimes stuff runs small.
Now, did Farmer's Wife do all of this all herself?
Yeah.
Is she printing these right here, or is she having a shop make them?
I don't know. You got to ask her.
Looks really cool. I'm wondering because at some point I got to get to making merch. And,
Well, you talk to her about that. Ad. She can hook you up and website and all.
Really?
Yeah.
You have baseball caps?
Yes, you can make those too.
No, I know
well,
he's
this one here is
asking
pretty,
you.
but
You need baseball caps. That's what he's saying. You need that right here.
Yeah, you need him up in his picture. I only have two baseball caps. I gave one to Blaine. So a subscriber sent me a gift package, not even to my house. He must have looked up the address to where I work, because I used to do videos there at that last shop I was at, or 2 shops ago. And I got a package at the shop. And it had baseball caps. It had tank tops, a Dixon flannel, all with my logo on it. Cool with a Michael Beachy.
Yeah,
Hey,
17,
Jamie, the chicken is for free. I'll give you a chicken.
17 cigarettes left. I smoked 3 on the way to the hospital. I'm gonna keep these. I'm gonna put them in my museum when I die.
Oh, you have a line on a quarter zip, right on.
Farmer's wife, can you do this right here?
Yes, you can.
That's what I
Using
want
this
right there.
fucking button. What do I do with
I-
this?
This
Same
is
as
all
well.
sewn in. Does she do the sewn in
You
stuff,
looking
or is
for
it
your
like
food?
Yeah, that's what this
Pretty
is,
good.
Ed.
I thought you were gonna eat it, so I told
That's
her, hey,
embroidered.
Ooh.
What button?
Yeah, I know we've talked about this before. I've been
Okay.
wanting to.
Okay,
I keep
so-
going back and forth on it. I just don't know. I don't even know how to even set it up or anything like that.
No,
We got to
Yeah, I
figure
got-
something out.
I got 3 Dixon flannels. My brother gave me two.
You can do it. You can change it in your settings to put other stuff, but I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
And Michael Beachy gave me 1. But the 2 my brother gave me are 4X. He gave them to me because they actually got too small for him. And they're like dresses on me. So those I have to tuck in. And when you tuck them in, it looks all right.
They talk about gas prices again. I don't even know what gas prices are. I'd say probably about $3.50 a gallon by me.
We're the last 3 weeks, we've gone anywhere from $4.11 to like $4.91 for.
Well, you're in
87.
California. It's always a little higher there. What are your gas prices like, Ed?
Ed,
Oh, hold
Ed?
on. What was that?
What are your gas prices like?
My gas prices right now. I would
I'd
say
assume
that they're about
330 to 350 a gallon.
yeah, pretty close to that sounds
I
about
just
right.
know us, Metro Detroit and Illinois, Chicago area, we're usually about the same on gas. Our gas
Yeah.
prices usually don't fluctuate much; they're about the same. I always notice when I travel south, though, when I get far enough south, the gas prices usually drop, and that's usually because there's less state tax on the gas itself.
hey, speaking of keychains, you think I can get this warranted from Roscoe?
Oh yeah,
I
Yeah,
would.
why not?
Well,
It's
it's
Snap-on.
lifetime warranty.
Lifetime warranty. This is where we
Do you
test
see
it,
that,
bro.
Ed?
There's no lifetime warranty on the keychain,
Ooh.
but Roscoe will fix it for you. He'll get a new one.
All right. Well, we got to do. We have to get together and figure something out. Because if you could do a quick little website and connect it to my website, that'd be great.
You guys had a meetup, didn't you?
We did. I met them at their previous house.
You guys did a live too, right? Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I should have done
I've been-
that with Jamie and with Joey Preciado.
Indiana is still in my territory. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for somebody. I'm waiting to get a salesperson out there that'll let me go out there with them and work with them. And the minute I do, I'll come back and visit Theo.
So, Jude, where you're at, Jude, a lot of the items that you guys purchase and buy, like your gas and stuff, your states is throwing a tremendous. Your state, sometimes your county, aren't they just throwing like a tremendous like tax on it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not so much that the actual gas per gallon is more in California. It's like Michigan. They throw, I think, like 41 or 42 cents a gallon. 42 cents, something like that, a gallon is a state tax for like road work and all that other crap. It's a state tax on the gas. And I'm sure Illinois is pretty close to us. Like you said, we're always close on prices. Where I get down into like Tennessee and south of Tennessee, gas prices slowly but surely drop. Because I don't think they're putting as much tax on the gas for the state. Same goes for cigarettes. I mean, I think Illinois' tax on cigarettes is higher than Michigan's. I don't know what a pack of cigarettes are in the Chicago area, but I know here in Metro Detroit, they're about $10.50 a pack on average, depending on brand.
Yeah,
Some are $9.50, some are.
American Spirits. Those cost them about $13 a
Yeah,
pack.
it depends on brand. When I'm saying average, $10.50, $11 a pack. You can go
Isn't
as
that
low as
crazy?
$8.50, goes high as $13, $14.
People still buy them every day.
With cigarettes?
But you know what? I wanted to talk because how long does a pack of cigarettes last someone? You know, if they're
I want to know, Jude. I'd be honest with you, I didn't realize it until I sat back in the hospital and I was looking at my check card and adding up what I was spending and all that stuff. I mean, you got nothing better to do in the hospital except think about stuff, look at stupid shit, watch YouTube, try to talk to the nurses, see if they're single or not, shit like that. But I actually figured out I was buying about 3 packs of smokes a day. I'm not saying I was smoking 3 packs a day, but I was purchasing on average about 3 packs a day. So just quick estimate, figure about $32 a day I was spending on cigarettes, whether I smoked them or not.
$210 a week.
Yeah, pretty stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, adds up quick, don't it?
I know.
That's
Pretty
one of
much.
the, not just my health, but that's one of the reasons that I smoked 3 on the way to the hospital. While my mom was driving me to the hospital. I smoked 2 in the car and 1 in the parking lot before I went into emergency. And there's still 17 in this pack. I've not smoked one since I went in the hospital, and I'm not smoking one when I get out. As much as I have time when they want to.
No, I'm not spending $30 a day, but I'm probably spending anywhere from $8 to $12 a day on Monsters.
Yeah, yes, habits are good, expensive.
I get 3
Can be
by 2
expensive.
every. I was
Alcohol can be expensive. Cigarettes can be expensive. Chew can
Someone's
be
always got
expensive.
buy 2 get 1 free, but then you're somewhere you run in real quick and get just one. You know, it's. And I'm not saying I'm drinking 3-4 monsters a day.
Of course,
but I
Turner.
probably am drinking 3-4
I'm
monsters a day.
my total goal right now is to quit smoking, and I'm going to give all my extra money to Trump so he can buy Canada and make it the 51st state.
Well, that's what most,
freaking
most
cannot.
Canadians want, right? Any that's what most sound-minded Canadians want, right?
Yeah, most of them want that. The far left of Canadians want us to take over. I don't want it to be the 51st state. It just doesn't sound right.
Hey, Sayer.
Sayer, governor of the 51st state, doesn't sound right. But they can be a territory of ours like Puerto Rico. I have no problem with that.
I don't think that. I think all of that right
I'm joking.
now is
I'm joking.
no. I know, but
Turner's
I'm just saying that's all happening right now is negotiation tactics. He's nudging them. He's pissing them off for negotiations. That's all a negotiation tactic. That's all that is. Man, they are in an uproar about that. Man, they can't. They get so mad when you bring that up, and I think it's crazy how
What, the tariffs?
No, the whole making Canada the 51st state.
Oh, that is
honestly, they were doing. Honestly, I was watching them do interviews in Toronto, and I'm trying to remember what other major city in the eastern part of Canada, and those citizens were all about becoming a territory of the United States. They didn't say 51st state. They were all about becoming a territory of the United States because they feel as though that their government's failing them and taking such horrible care of them. They'd love to be part of the United States. And I'm thinking to myself, don't you ever watch our news, you fucking idiots? You think you're being taken care of horribly? I mean, you should watch our stuff. The only way you're going to be taken care of nicely is to be like, you got to come in here illegally. Then we'll take care of you.
I had to go to Canada and spend about 2.5-3 weeks there for training.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, that must suck.
Actually, it wasn't.
Well, you know what, Ed? And right now you're going to be really shit up creek because they took all the good liquor off the shelves.
well,
So you got to go through all this sober.
Yeah, the Canadians can't do anything with all I got is Yukon Jack. They can have snake bite shots.
So I was up there, and I have to say that I mean it was nice and all, but their politics is crazier than ours. Ours is nuts. Theirs is
they
nutty.
still wear wigs
That's
and
all
shit.
I'm gonna
That's
say.
how crazy they are.
It's not even the
2025
robes.
And they put wigs on.
Look, it's that you could say the same thing about the British Parliament. They do the same thing. But the point is they were sitting there yelling at each other, having yell matches in both French and English and I don't know what other language that was. They were some crazy stuff. And all I did was turn on the TV and watch it. And I was like, this is insane. Because I know Spanish fluently. I had gotten to the point where French was almost becoming like a third language. I was able to read the signs. I was able to communicate in a couple sentences in French. And I started noticing like some of the stuff that they were talking about on their political news. And I was like, if I will say this: for as much as we should be criticized for our bad politics, Canada should not be doing the criticizing because their politics is worse. It is insane. Oh man, it's just gross. It's gross, man. That's all I have to say about that. I love Canadians. I think they're the nicest people for the most part, but they should really go home and fix their politics before they criticize anybody else's. As we should do the same. We should fix our own stuff before we go criticizing somebody else's.
Hey, we made a big step towards that.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. Soon own Canada.
Dude, there's nothing like, where was I? Was it Toronto? Because I visited 2 cities, and all I'm going to tell you is homeless on the street, every corner. Like I'm in Chicago. I see homeless people here.
We're over the 2 hour mark.
The Country Mile Garage is like, all right, let's end this now before we make Canadians mad.
You're saying politics. Politics is a problem.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I don't like talking politics either, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of homeless people in Canada, just like there is in the States. Worse than the States. There a lot. Oh man. From corner to corner to corner.
There probably is. I mean, there's California in another year or two will have more people than all of Canada. So I mean,
I'm gonna modify what you said just a hair when Ed said, and I'm quoting Ed. Well, I'm Ed right now, and he said, "I don't like talking politics either." What he should have said is, "I don't like talking politics on my channel either," because he doesn't mind talking to everywhere else.
Listen, Jude
just got kicked in the Jimmy.
Touche. Jude, I will say this. Politics is a weakness for me. I try to stay off of the topic as much as I can, but it is a weakness. I know. I want to talk about it so bad. You have no idea how much I restrain myself. You have no idea. I do my best to dance around.
Well, we're over the 2 hour mark.
Hey, good night, everyone.
Later, everybody. Have a great one.
Stay above the grass. Love, peace, and crackling breeze. Pluta.
Oh, yeah, Pluta.
Well, everybody have a good rest of your week. Thanks for having me on. And I'm proud of you, Sarah, for buying a sawmill yesterday. If you need any blades, let us Americans know, because we know you Canadians do not know how to cut the blades. With that, shine on.
This guy. Shine
All
on.
right, everybody. Dave, I'm glad you're back with us.
I'm not. I'm disappointed.
I hope you're going to be.
I wanted to see the other side so I could come back and tell you guys, and it didn't happen.
Oh, okay. No. And then, like I said, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody's going to have a good week. And don't forget, check it out. I'm going to catch you on the next one.
That's the one I
Peace
want.
out.
The one you held up. That's the one I like.